Welcome, Tailgate Legends. We are coming up on week 2. It's Thursday right now. We have about an hour before the Thursday night game kicks off. So really excited. There was a really fun week 1. Not a lot of close matchups, but really got a good idea of where each team stands. Not really, no real big surprises yet, but I'm sure they will come. Really important here. Just wanted to update everybody on the chip situation. Of the 17 bags of chips that were left here from the free agent auction, there are only like 4 bags left. So I will keep you guys updated to let you know when all of the chips have been eliminated. So, got a good video for you today. Gonna run through last week's matchups. Then I'm going to do a little segment, players that I've pretty much written off who were 50-50 going into the year, and I'll kind of dive into that a little bit more, and then do my predictions for next week. So going to get right into it. Week 1, last week, first matchup, Ricky 2000 against Sam & Co. This was a big matchup. Both these teams, I think that both these teams are top tier. Neither of them really scored top tier points, but I think their weeks will come. But Derek, Ricky 2000, got the win over Sam & Co. Sam & Co., your team just did not do well. Lamar Jackson was the highlight, and then, of course, Michael Pittman. But, man, Eckler only got you 10, and the Chargers scored points, and the Chargers looked pretty good. So that's kind of got to be disappointing. Same with Najee Harris. I think Najee Harris's ceiling is really limited. But then Elijah Mitchell gets hurt, and he's out for 2 months. Allen Robinson, Darren Waller. I mean, nobody really did anything. And really, it's the same story on Derek's side. Josh Allen got him 45 points. Dalvin Cook got him 16, which is good, And then besides that, Younghoe Koo got him 19 points. And that's pretty much it. Josh Jacobs, 9. T. Higgins, 4. DJ Moore, 7. Sammy Watkins, 3. Hawk, 6. So neither team really put up, their optimal points. A lot of points on each respective bench, but Ricky 2000, Derek gets the win. Next, we have Diggs in a Blanket, Lemke, against Cheeseheads with Attitude, Landon. Same thing. Neither team really put up top-tier points, but Lemke does come away with the win. Dak only got him 5, but the rest of his squad, other than Dawson Knox, pulled through for him. Conversely, Landon, Derek Carr got him 19. Miles Sanders got him 20. But, you got a twofer from Mike Davis, 8 out of Damian Harrison, 7 out of Deontay Johnson, 1 out of your kicker, 3 out of your defense. It's just not good enough. On Landon's bench, though, you got Ryan Tannehill with 24. You got Dontrell Hilliard with 21, who played kind of a lot. Khalil Herbert, 13, doubled David Montgomery's points. James Robinson with 22. Damn, I can't even believe how that fucking happened. I think ETN played more snaps than James Robinson, but James Robinson had more touches. I think that's the way that went. Still pretty surprising to me. And then Devin Duvernay, 19. Who's going to start him? You know what I mean? So Lemke gets the win, but, definitely have some promise out of Landon. Next, we have Herb Your Enthusiasm. Burns against Sure. Burns had a really good week. Shearer did not have a really good week. Burns, Justin Herbert, 31. Cooper Kupp with 24. Debo with 13. His defense with 23. Dude, the Dolphins were just raking against the Patriots. But other than that, it's ETN 9, McCaffrey 15, Penny 9. Kyle Pitts only got 2. crazy. Should have drafted Pat Fryermuth. The Muth. He's Luth. And then Evan, he, pretty bad week. 92 points. Not really going to get it done. James Conner, 17. Brady, 14. Jarvis Landry, 17. Corey Davis, 12. Nobody really put up points for you, so yeah, that sucks. All right, next we have what I think was definitely the premier matchup of the week. Shit the bed Fred Prusky against Boggs, Fresh Prince of Elair. Prusky ends up with the win and high score of the week. It's funny because I think I've played Prusky like 4 years in a row, week 1. And I promise you, I've randomized it, and I know I've done it at the free agent auction the last 3 years now. Every time I randomize it, it just ends up me against Prusky, week 1, every single year. This year, it was Prusky against Boggs. And Prusky ends up putting up 174. I mean, Joe Burrow, he had a shit game, but fantasy purposes, put up 23. Saquon, high scorer of the week, non-quarterback, 36. Cordarrelle Patterson, 30. Devontae Adams, 30. Jerry Jeudy, 21. Mike Williams only got him 1, but that was a fluke. Dallas Goedert, 9. So on the other side, Prusky put up 174. Boggs put up 151, more than enough to win on a week-to-week basis. Rodgers only got him 3. Rodgers puts up just an average game. Like, bro, give me 27 points, and Boggs wins this. Clyde Edwards-Helaire had 2 touchdowns, 23 points. Fournette, 19. Gibson, 21. A.J. Brown, 24. Cooks, 14. Ertz, 10. Ryan Succop's kicker, 15. And the Chargers, D, 20. I mean, his whole squad showed up. Came away with the loss, but, I don't know. I don't want to play Boggs' team right now. Prusky with the win. Next, we have Pump and Munch, Yacht, against me. The Muth is Luth. For those of you who don't get it, it's Pat Fryermuth. The Muth is Luth. I had an okay week. I had a good week. Yacht also had a pretty good week. Put up 134. Jalen Hurts put up 32. Nick Chubb 20. Terry McLaurin 15. Travis Kelce with 25. But I still beat him. Kyler put up 25 in a shit game for Kyler. But JT put up 32. Javonte 14. Justin Jefferson killed it with 39. So my studs really just got it done for me. Mark Andrews did not have a good game. Derrick Henry didn't have a good game. My defense did not score well. Dude, Yacht's defense put up 29 against me. Dude, go fuck yourself. In retrospect, I should have got A.J. Dillon in my lineup. I don't know. I'm going to have a tough time with that all year. Javonte looks like he's splitting a little more time. A.J. Dillon is not. He's splitting time with Aaron Jones, but A.J. Dillon got a lot of work last week, so I don't know what I'm going to do yet. But A.J. Dillon, I might have to figure out a way to get him in my lineup. Dude's just a stud. All right, and then last we have Chase and Lamb, Whitey against Lemmy Winks, Lemish, and oh God, what a barn burner, 101 to 86. Whoa, fucking Jesus, you guys suck. Yeah, but Whitey comes away with the win, 101, 86. 10 points for Matt Stafford. Whitey over here. Cam Akers got him a goose egg. You know what I'm going to do? I am going to add up. I'm going to come up with some awards at the end of the year, and it's going to be, one of the awards is going to be who started the most players that got goose eggs for the year. Because I think it's going to be more than you think. I bet the winner is at, God, I bet the over-under's got to be at 3.5, I think. What would you take, the over or the under, for one player or one team owner starting a player who gets them 0 fantasy points. How many times does that happen for one owner through the course of the year? You know what I mean? God, I think top dog has got to be like 3, maybe 4. I don't know. I'm going to do that at the end of the year. Somebody remind me. And then Lemish, I mean, Russell Wilson got him 21, highlight of his week. Julio got him 14, but I don't know. Team just kind of sucks. Like at least Whitey has Jamar Chase with 28, Joe Mixon with 19. I don't know, man. All right. So we're going to go into a segment going into every year. Going into every year, there are quite a few players out there who are 50-50 players. You don't know what you're going to get out of them. And you feel like a lot of the players are going to be boom or bust. One example of a player who's not on my list today, one example would be a great example, I think, would be like Christian Kirk. Christian Kirk, overpaid or allegedly overpaid. I don't know. Allegedly overpaid, but I mean, he's probably the number 1 wide receiver in Jacksonville. Going into the free agent auction, he was not a free agent, but had he been a free agent, he would have been a player that I would say to myself, like, fuck, I have to make a decision on this player. Like, do I believe in him or do I not believe in him? And there are a lot of players like that. It's not somebody like, Jamar Chase. Jamar Chase is going to be good. The top tier guys are going to be good. The bottom tier guys are going to be good. Every once in a while, a player sneaks into the top tier, but that's not the norm. Where fantasy championships are won and lost is the 50-50 players, because there are many of them. You have to make decisions we were in a redraft, those middle rounds. I mean, somebody like Brandon Ayuk last year, I bet big on Brandon Ayuk. I love Brandon Ayuk, and he shit the bed for me. So just those kinds of guys, that's who I'm talking about. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you my 5 most worried about players who were kind of those 50-50 guys going into the year after 1 week. Now, I'm not saying they're going to be shit for the rest of the year. I'm just saying they're my most worried about guys right now. I just wouldn't really want a piece of them right now. Okay, so number 1, and actually it's not really in any particular order. There is one specific player that I'm least worried about, but other than that, it's really not in any specific order. But number 1 is Amari Cooper. Amari Cooper coming into the year, I think everybody was pretty 50-50 on him. Like, he's still Amari Cooper. He's still really good, but like his quarterback sucks. He's on a new team. I mean, it's like, I don't know. He ends up with 6 targets from Jacoby Brissett. 6 targets, 3 catches for 17 yards against the Panthers defense. Panthers defense, I think, is like middle of the road. Not great, but not terrible. But going into the year, or now after week 1, going into the year, I was very 50-50 on Amari Cooper. Had he gone a little bit cheaper, like I would have taken Amari Cooper had he been, $15 or something like that. I'd be like, yeah, I'll take a shot on Amari Cooper, but he was not. He ended up being $63. And actually, no, he wasn't even drafted this year. He was drafted a couple years ago. But still, going into the year, I'm really worried about him now. Like, at $63, I don't know. What do you do with that? Now there's nothing you can do other than ride him out, try to keep him out of your starting lineup. You know what I mean? You can't trust him. So that's number 1, or one of the people. Number two is like not even really that fair, I guess. But number 2 is Dameon Pierce. Now, it's not that fair because he's a rookie, and you really can't have too high of expectations for a rookie. But the last few weeks going into the season, dude, there was like mad hype for this man, Dameon Pierce. Mad hype for him. Like, he's a starter. He's getting fucking 30 carries a game. He is going to be a workhorse back. He is carrying teams. Like, that's what a lot of people thought. Now, after week 1, he had 11 carries for 33 yards. That's what worries me, is that he had 11 carries for only 33 yards, and a lot of the reason that the hype was so big on Dameon Pierce is because he looked so good in the preseason. He looked so good. Now, he was, I think, a 4th-round pick or something like that, so nothing to write home about. But when you get 11 carries and you only get 33 yards, I mean, that's because you just don't look good. Preseason is a different animal than the regular season. That's why everybody that plays fantasy football is always weary about those players in the preseason. I mean, shit, what did you had like the Lions? The Lions won like, I don't know, like 12 preseason games in a row over the last 3 years or whatever, and have won less games, in the regular season, because preseason is a different animal. So I'm pretty worried about Dameon Pierce. I'm not going to completely write him off, but he's got a tough schedule, and they're going to have really tough game scripts. Just kind of looking at the schedule, I mean, Broncos, Chargers, Raiders, Titans, Eagles, Dolphins, Cowboys, Chiefs, Jaguars, Titans, and Colts again. I mean, they're going to have some pretty negative game scripts, so I'm pretty worried about Dameon Pierce right now. Next, this one's weird, because he wasn't really a 50-50 player going into the year, but still somebody I'm pretty worried about, and that is Deontay Johnson. And I feel weird about saying Deontay Johnson because I love Deontay Johnson. Like, he's super, super athletic, really, really good. I mean, he's just a good receiver. I am worried because I was worried about him, and the reason I was more 50-50 than most people going into the year was because of the quarterback situation. I mean, shit, you put Tom Brady, Aaron Rodgers, you give Deontay Johnson an average quarterback, he's going to be great. I mean, that's just the way it is. That's not why his talent was not the reason I was 50-50 on him coming into the year. It was Mitchell Trubisky. So I am like real worried about Deontay Johnson. He got 12 targets last week. 12 targets in a pretty positive game script for him. 7 catches for only 55 yards. Mitchell Trubisky cannot throw the ball. I mean, he just can't throw the ball at all. Every time Deontay Johnson catches a freaking football, it's going to be within 5-10 yards, I mean, I don't know how valuable he's really going to be on a week-to-week basis. And you're forced to start him. Like, you're forced to start him. And you're forced to take 7 for 55. I bet his median fantasy output is pretty close to 7 for 55 on a week-to-week basis. Not saying he's not going to have big weeks, because I think he will have a couple big weeks, but it just sucks. You're going to be forced to start him every single week, knowing you're probably not going to get a big week out of him. You know what I mean? And that sucks. I hate starting players that I know their ceiling is limited. So I'm pretty worried about Deontay Johnson. Next, we have an obvious one, I think. Cam Akers. 3 carries, no yards last week. Cam Akers, I was as 50-50 on somebody as anybody I've ever been 50-50 on in my entire life. Cam Akers. It's like, this dude could just go nuts. Because everybody knows how much I love Cam Akers. So my thought process is, like, this dude could just go wild. He could just go wild for a top offense, or he could do nothing. And I truly felt like that was really only The only two possible outcomes was this dude is either going to rock this shit or he's not doing shit. That's it. I think moving forward, he's going to be better, but I don't think he's going to be that top tier running back. I mean, it sucks. I'm really disappointed in myself for hyping him up and, blah, 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 blah. It sucks because I loved him so much. I love him so much. And yeah, now it's like, even if he goes nuts the rest of the year, which just seems unlikely, I hope he does, but I just don't think it's going to happen. So Cam Akers is number 4 on the list. And then, last but not least, this is the person I'm least worried about, actually. But I'm still putting him on the list as number 5. That's Allen Robinson. Allen Robinson was a guy I considered trying to trade for, but he's expensive. He is $60. Yeah. And I remember me talking to Sam and Weiler about it after the free agent auction. He was somebody I was going to try to trade for, but I saw how much he was, so I was, $60 isn't worth it. And I remember Sam and Weiler saying they were thinking about cutting him. So, and I probably would have cut him. I don't know. A 50-50 player like that, obviously he could be really good, but for $60, I better be getting somebody that I know is going to be good. Either they're going to be good or they're going to be hurt. That's it. Those are the only two possibilities here. But no, Allen Robinson, I'm not as worried about because I think he'll have some good games. And I think best ball leagues, he's going to be fine. Even in our league, you're going to have weeks where he's going to be the guy. The only thing that worries me is maybe they sign Odell. I don't know, but Allen Robinson is on that list. But Allen Robinson, I can confidently say, is still pretty 50-50, maybe 40-60 for me. But he's the one player I'm least worried about. Okay, so here we go. Live scoring. I am going to predict every winner. And actually, never mind. Okay, so first matchup we have here is Cheeseheads with Attitude against Herb Your Enthusiasm. Landon against Burns. I am taking Burns. Here we got Mahomes against Carr, McCaffrey and Penny against Sanders and Robinson, Gabe Davis, Cooper Kupp, Debo, Juju, Deontay, DJ Chark. I'm not going to spend too much time on this. I'm going Burns. Sorry, Landon. I do think that your team has more potential this year than it probably has most years. So that's cool. Next, we have Evan Shearer against Sam & Co. I do kind of want to look at this. We have Lamar Jackson against Tom Brady. I am taking, I'll take Lamar Jackson in that. Eckler, Najee Harris, Michael Pittman against James Conner, Madison, and Dameon Pierce. Oh, Evan, you have to start Alexander Madison? Ugh. Yeah, fuck that. Corey Davis, Jarvis Landry against Michael Thomas and Amon-Ra St. Brown. Njoku against Waller. I'm taking Sam & Co. Yeah, I don't think it's going to be that close. Yeah, taking Sam & Co. Sorry, I try to keep these videos 30 minutes or less. I'm at 24 minutes now, so going to try to kind of cruise through these a little bit. All right. Ooh, this might be matchup of the week. Ricky 2000, Derek Roofer against Diggs in a Blanket, Dave Lemke. Here we go. Okay, Josh Allen against Tua. I'm taking Josh Allen. Dalvin Cook and Josh Jacobs against Aaron Jones and DeAndre Swift. I am taking running back. That's a good running back matchup. I think I'm going to take... Lemke. Not by much, though. Okay. Stephon Diggs, Mike Evans, and Tyreek Hill against T. Higgins, DJ Moore, and Jalen Waddle. I'm taking Lemke there. TJ Hawkinson against Dawson Knox. I'm going to take Lemke there because Dawson Knox kind of shit the bed. I think Josh Allen's going to throw to Dawson Knox, which would offset Josh Allen's points a little bit. I think I'm taking Lemke here. I know Lemke's the underdog, but I just got a feeling. I don't know. I could be wrong. I'm taking Lemke here, though. Okay, next we have the Muth is Luth against Chase and Lamb. Me against Whitey. Got Matt Stafford against Kyler Murray. I don't know. I'd like to take Kyler Murray, but fuck, I don't know. Okay, call that a wash. We got Derrick Henry, Jonathan Taylor, and Javonte against Cam Akers, Ezekiel Elliott, and Joe Mixon. I am going to take my running backs there. And then we got Jamar Chase and CeeDee Lamb against Justin Jefferson and Marquise Brown. Pretty much call that a wash, maybe. I might take his receivers. I don't know. And then Mark Andrews against Dalton Schultz. Here's the problem for Whitey here. And I don't know if this is I don't know if this is his lineup for the week. He might change it. I don't know. The one thing I don't like about Whitey's lineup, which I shouldn't even be saying because I'm playing against you, is you have 3 Cowboys starting, Ezekiel Elliott, CeeDee Lamb, and Dalton Schultz. That just, are they your best players at each respective position? No doubt. No doubt. They're absolutely your best players at each respective position. But having, starting 3 players from one team who just lost their starting quarterback, they don't even know who their starting quarterback's going to be next week. It really limits your upside there. So I am going to take me. My lineup is set, I think. I don't know. There's a piece of me that wants to start Cortland Sutton over Hollywood Brown. I don't know. Fuck. Dude, Hollywood Brown's another 50-50 guy that I'm still like, I got to see it. They played the Chiefs last week and they sucked. Yeah, I don't know. Fuck. All right. Next, we got Lemmy Winks against Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. Lemish against Boggs. Actually, this is the premier matchup. I love watching these two guys play each other because they fucking, I don't want to say they hate each other, but, there's not a ton of love lost between the two, So, we got Russell Wilson against Houston, and then Aaron Rodgers against Chicago. I'm taking Russ. I think Russ is going to score more points than Aaron Rodgers. That's just what I think. Alvin Kamara and Tony Pollard, and then Tyler Boyd. Clyde Edwards-Helaire, Leonard Fournette, Antonio Gibson. I'm going to take Boggs there in those matchups. And then McCole Hardman, Josh Palmer against Brandon Cooks and A.J. Brown. Probably taking Boggs there. Zach Ertz against Bobby Tunyon. I'm taking Boggs there. Fuck. I am going to take Boggs in this one. Yeah. I think it might be close, though. I don't know. Lemish, you got Alvin Kamara. He didn't score any points for you last week. You got some players like Tyler Boyd with T. Higgins out. Tyler Boyd could be good. So we'll see. And then last but not least, another pretty good matchup. Shit the bed Fred Prusky against Yacht Pump and Munch. We have Joe Burrow against Jalen Hurts. I'm going to take Jalen Hurts there if he's a running quarterback. And then we got Saquon Barkley and Cordarrelle Patterson against Nick Chubb and David Montgomery. I'm taking Prusky there, but I think it could be closer because Nick Chubb plays the Jets, and the Jets suck. David Montgomery plays the Packers. The Packers' run D is pretty good, though. And then conversely, you have Cordarrelle Patterson against the Rams. The Rams' run D is really good. So, and then we have Devontae Adams, Jerry Jeudy, and Mike Williams against Amari Cooper, Terry McLaurin, and DK Metcalf. And I think those matchups could go either way. I guess I'm gonna take Prusky's receivers, not by much though. It's like Amari Cooper plays the Jets. Amari Cooper could have a decent game. Terry McLaurin plays the Lions. Terry McLaurin could have a good game. Terry McLaurin had a good game last week. And then DK Metcalf played pretty good. Dude, Geno Smith is at least serviceable, at the very least. If you believe in Geno Smith, I have no qualms about it. At the very least, he's serviceable. And they play the Niners. I mean, I don't know. And then Mike Williams plays the Chiefs tonight, so I don't know. We'll see. But then, you got Travis Kelce against Dallas Goedert. I'm taking Travis Kelce there. Man, like right now, my fantasy league, the league, they have Yacht 51% win probability. So this is as 50-50 as it gets. I think I'm going to take Prusky here, though. God, Saquon looked so good last week. If Saquon stays healthy, knock on wood, because I genuinely love watching Saquon play. So I really, really do hope he stays healthy. If Saquon, does what he did again last week, which he very well could, I think Prusky wins. So that's it. It's actually 7 o'clock right now. I'm going to sit down and watch some pregame and watch the Chiefs and the Chargers duke it out. So good luck this week, everybody.